Hello! So sabi natin kung meron tayong real number theta, then pag kinuha natin yung p of theta, isa siyang point sa unit circle whose x-coordinate is cosine theta and whose y-coordinate is sine of theta. At binanggit ko rin sa previous videos natin na itong cosine of theta at sine of theta ay isa or dalawa sa mga circular functions ng theta. Kaya sa video ito, i-define naman natin yung apat pang circular functions of theta. Ito na yung 6 circular functions of theta. So yung una, we have the cosine function, yung x-coordinate ng p of theta, the sine function, yung y-coordinate ng p of theta, and then we define tangent of theta naman, which is sine of theta divided by cosine of theta. We define secant of theta to be the reciprocal of cosine or 1 over cosine of theta. Cosecant of theta, which is 1 over sine theta or the reciprocal of sine, and cotangent theta, which is the reciprocal of tangent or cosine theta over sine of theta. So magsagot naman tayo ng examples para mag-gets natin itong mga circular functions of theta. For our first example, let us give the 6 circular function values of 2 pi over 3. Ibig sabihin lang nun, yung theta mo is 2 pi over 3. Find sine 2 pi over 3, cosine 2 pi over 3, etc. Para hindi tayo mahirapan, alamin muna natin si p of 2 pi over 3. So sabi natin in our previous video, ano bang mga coordinates sa mga kapamilya ng pi over 3? So 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Tapos alamin na lang natin nasa ang quadrant si 2 pi over 3. 2 pi over 3 is in quadrant 2. Okay? Kasi meron kang pi over 3 tapos dalawa nun. So pupunta ka sa quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, x is negative and y is positive. So yung x-coordinate ni p of theta is negative. So ang ibig sabihin, yung cosine 2 pi over 3 is negative 1/2. Sine 2 pi over 3 is square root of 3 over 2. So going sa tangent naman, tangent 2 pi over 3 is sine 2 pi over 3 divided by cosine 2 pi over 3, or this divided by this. So square root of 3 over 2 divided by negative 1/2, which is negative square root of 3. And then, kunin na natin yung mga reciprocals nila. The reciprocal of cosine is secant. So, secant 2 pi over 3 is negative 2. Reciprocal of negative 1/2 yun. And the reciprocal of sine is cosecant, which is 2 over square root of 3. Reciprocal nito. Or pwede nyo i-rationalize kung gusto nyo nang nagra-rationalize. Although sa ibang classes hindi naman nagra-rationalize. And then cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So what is the reciprocal of this? Negative 1 over square root of 3. Or rationalize na nga natin, sige. Which is negative square root of 3 over 3. So itong 6 na ito, yan na yung 6 circular function values of 2 pi over 3. And let's proceed dun sa last example natin for this video. Ito yung last example natin. So magbibigay ng conditions dun sa p of theta. P of theta is in quadrant 3. Sine of theta is negative 1/2. Ang tanong, find the other 5 circular function values of theta. So parang nangyari dito, binigyan ka ng isang circular function values ni theta, tsaka conditions doon sa p of theta, tapos mahanap mo yung iba. Very interesting to. And parang karamihan ata sa mga problems na may encounter nyo in the future, ganito itsura niya, magbibigay ng isang circular function value, tas find the rest using yung restriction doon sa theta. But let us recall first that cosine square theta plus sine square theta is equal to 1. Kahit ano pa man ang value ni theta. So, what we're going to do, substitute dun sa sine, tas masosolve na natin si cosine of theta. So, what happens? We get cosine square theta plus sine is negative 1/2. So, let us compute for cosine square theta. This is 1/4 kasi kasama yung negative sa ini-square. So, cosine square theta is 1 minus 1/4 or 3/4. And then, magsi-square root ka both sides, diba? Mangyayari, you get cosine theta is plus minus, kasi nag-square root ka on both sides, of 3 divided by the square root of 4 is 2. So, dito ka gagawa ng desisyon kung positive ba or negative yung cosine. Using the restriction doon sa P of theta. Actually, ginawa ko yung table last time, diba? Pag yung P of theta mo nasa quadrant 3, parehang negative ang sine theta at saka cosine of theta. Ito yung nasa important observations. So, kung hindi mo pa napapanood yung video yun, lalagay ko yung link sa baba. Okay, so sabi natin, kapag nasa quadrant 3 si P of theta, cosine is negative and sine is negative. So, dapat ang sagot dito is negative. Ayan, meron na rin tayong cosine of theta. So, meron na tayong dalawa, sine of theta at saka cosine of theta. And then, i-apply na lang natin yung mga pinag-aralan natin kanina or dinefine natin kanina. We know that sine theta is, tangent theta is sine theta over cosine of theta. So, divide this by this. Negative 1/2 over negative square root of 3 over 2, which is 1 over square root of 3. Kung trip nyo nagra-rationalize, although ako hindi ko trip nagra-rationalize. Okay, so this is the value of tangent theta. Square root of 3 over 3 or 1 over square root of 3. Kahon natin siya para alam natin na may sagot. And then, kunin na natin yung mga reciprocals nila para makumpleto yung circular function values of theta. The reciprocal of sine is cosecant. So, reciprocal of this is negative 2. Reciprocal of cosine is secant. That's why we get secant theta, which is negative 2 over square root of 3, or if you want to rationalize, ayan siya. And then lastly, yung cotangent of theta, which is the reciprocal of tangent. The reciprocal of 1 over square root of 3 is square root of 3. And yan. So sana na-gets ninyo yung 6 circular functions of theta. So, kita-kits ulit tayo sa susunod nating video. Goodbye!